Well, they won't be fooling me. Let's begin. Well folks, it's another day in the world of advertising, and it seems that Nissan has taken us for a bit of a ride. Or should I say they've actually taken us for a drive down a winding, confusing road full of electric and petrol fumes. You see, apparently Nissan decided to roll out their latest Qashqai model with some flashy e-power ads. And boy oh boy did they get their wires crossed. The Advertising Standards Authority, the ASA, had to step in and give them a good talking to, and maybe a verbal kick in the gonads as well. It's like when a teacher catches a student passing a note in class and says, young man, that's not what we're here for. And Nissan's advertisements have been well and truly slapped with a misleading stamp. They've basically got a big red fail written all over their work. Now, what did actually Nissan do to get them in this pickle? Well, they've made it seem like their latest Qashqai was more of an electric vehicle, or EV, than a hybrid. In their first advert, they said the e-power system was 100% electric motor driven, and they even threw in a lithium-ion battery for good measure. It was all very impressive, but you see, here's the thing, they controversially forgot to mention that you'd still need to put in petrol to keep the electric motor going. And of course with the second ad, that featured not only the Qashqai, but it also had the X-Trail racing with a DC character, the Flash. You know, that superhero who's known for his super-light speed. So when you're racing with him, it's got to be all electric, right? Wrong, the voiceover made it sound like these cars had an electrical superpower, but in reality they still had the petrol secret. And obviously many people do prefer petrol, but you got to be honest with what you advertise, haven't you? And let's just say that the ASA wasn't too thrilled with this sneakiness. They concluded that these adverts made people believe that the cars ran on pure e-power, like some sort of magical electric technology that never needs a drop of petrol. Naughty naughty Nissan. It even pointed out that this could mislead potential buyers into thinking the Qashqai was some sort of eco-warrior, or whatever the EV enthusiasts want to call them, when it still actually ran on petrol. So Nissan, consider this a stern talking to from the advertising police. You have been told to go back to the drawing board, rework these ads, and for goodness sake make it clear that these cars are a hybrid blend of electric and petrol. No more pretending to be pure EV when it's not. But anyway, the article says a Nissan spokesperson said that the firm were disappointed in the ruling but respect it. We remain fully committed to helping our customers understand the different technologies available to them, including hybrid, e-power and full electric, added the spokesperson. Or perhaps they should have put some small writing on adverts like companies seem to do nowadays, explaining the difference between e-power and EVs. Anyway, they explained e-power runs on a petrol engine and lithium-ion battery which powers an electric motor. And the electric motor alone drives the wheels, providing uniquely exciting technology that brings customers who are not quite ready for fully electric vehicle as close to the excitement of driving EVs as possible, the company added. The Japanese manufacturer confirmed that the adverts were no longer on the TV, and future ads would make the technology clearer, and that comes after Qashqai was deemed as the most popular new car in the UK last year and has long been regarded as an SUV favourite. Well, brace yourselves people, because Netflix, the streamer behemoth that's basically responsible for all of our binge-watching and induced sleep deprivation, is hiking up its prices again. It's like that moment when your favourite coffee shop raises the prices of your daily latte. You still love it, but now it's just that bit harder to justify splurging, isn't it? And unfortunately us, the good old UK, is one of the places where this price surge is about to hit. But apparently it's okay because they've got some justification for this money manoeuvre. They claim that there's been a surge in subscribers. Well, that's alright then, isn't it? Well, no actually. If you're getting more money coming in, surely shouldn't you be lowering the prices? In fact, if you'd done that, you'd more than likely get more people want to subscribe to you, wouldn't you, Netflix? But of course they don't think about these things, do they? Apparently they've amassed a whopping 247 million users worldwide. And in fact, if anything, it's kind of like they're holding the entire planet Earth hostage, isn't it, with their captivating content as they probably see. In other words, want to watch The Crown? Pay up! But let's just get to the nitty gritty with all these price changes, shall we? Because they're not all going up. Thankfully, the basic plan is going up by a grand total of £1, making it $7.99 per month. And in which case, there goes that extra chocolate bar for you. Sorry. And if you're living the high life with their most expensive package, prepare to part with an extra £2, bringing it up to £17.99 a month, making that actually a substantial amount of money for just a streaming service. And of course, if I had some money to burn and was on that most expensive Netflix price plan, then to be honest, it would make me wonder if I'm still doing the right thing. But, don't despair. They're graciously keeping the cost of their ad-supported versions and their standard subscription unchanged. Which makes me wonder, are they trying to push people more down to the ad ones? Because then surely that way, if more people are watching the ads, then more companies are going to want to advertise with them, aren't they? Maybe actually, who knows, instead of us talking about our favourite Netflix shows, they might actually want us to talk about the ads that interrupted them. Oh, did you see Stranger Things? Yes, but did you see the ad for the vacuum cleaner in the middle? It was brilliant! It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Of course, Netflix tries to do its best to explain it away. They say, as we deliver more value to our members, we occasionally ask them to pay a bit more. Right, because, you know, obviously nothing screams value like paying more for the same content that you've been enjoying already, does it? Of course, Netflix likes to point out that their starting prices apparently are still super competitive, which obviously is £4.99 a month here, and in the US it is $6.99 a month, which, to be honest, I guess that's the price of a single film ticket, isn't it? But it's beside the point, Netflix. We're meant to be in the middle of a cost of living crisis or something, aren't we? So surely, Netflix, you can wait a little bit longer before you increase the prices, can't you? Because let's face it, they're doing quite well, aren't they? They've just reported an increase of 8 million customers in the third quarter, their largest growth in years. And what do they attribute that success to? More decent programs? No! A crackdown on password sharing. Yes, that's right. They've made it more expensive for folks who want to share their accounts with other households. I mean, I know sharing is caring, but it'll cost you an extra £4.99. It's like a Netflix subscription-based friendship tax, isn't it? But anyway, the article says that the platform says it has shifted its focus from subscriber growth to profits due to competition from the likes of Amazon and Disney, as well as the impact of the cost of living crisis forcing some customers to cut back. It's also said that its ad-supported tier has accounted for roughly 30% of its new sign-ups, and its revenues, it announced, hit $8.5 billion in the third quarter, while profits of $1.7 billion were ahead of analysis expectations. The company expected its cash flow would be up $6.5 billion for the year, up $1.5 billion from the forecast. Something it says is largely down to spending less money on new films and TV shows due to the strikes in Hollywood. Well, it appears that supermarkets have had an increase, and it's not one they actually want, because according to the latest official figures, shoplifting offences are on the rise. And they're not just inching up, it's more that they've taken a giant leap forward. We're talking about a whopping 25% increase in shoplifting incidents in England and Wales over the last year. It's like the shoplifters decided to host their very own lift-off games. And believe me, they're in it to win it. Now the surge in shoplifting is causing major retailers to raise their eyebrows, or more accurately, frown them deeply. Take the Co-op, for example, which has lost a staggering £33 million in just the first half of 2023. You might as well call it Co-op, except for shoplifters, because they're not cooperating and maybe, who knows, they're the only ones profiting. But in the past year, the boys and girls in blue have had their hands full, recording a jaw-dropping 365,164 shoplifting offences. And to put it all into perspective, it's like the shoplifters saying, we're going for the gold in retail robbery. And they're not holding back, are they? I mean, I can almost imagine them competing in the shoplifting Olympics with events like, I don't know, grocery cart grand heist and the sprinting swiper. Now, this figure isn't a mere number, it's 25% more chaos, stress and frustration for retailers who are left scratching their heads. It's like the shoplifters missed the adrenaline and rush of snatching items and decided to relive their glory days before the pandemic. But what's even more astonishing is that this figure is 2% above the 359,236 offences in pre-pandemic year of 2019 and 2020. That's right, in which case it's kind of like the shoplifters decided that the pandemic put a hold on their career and they're now back with a vengeance. Which, let's face it, is more than likely going to drive up the price for us guys, isn't it? But apparently it's not just shoplifting which is on the rise. The data shows that the total police recorded theft has climbed by 10% in the year to June 2023. And to tackle this shoplifting mayhem, the government's best idea is facial recognition technology, because, shoplifters are known for their cooperation with that, aren't they? Especially when they cover their faces with all sorts of stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not all pilfered roses and pocketed chocolates. Murders have apparently fallen by 10%, which is a glimmer of good news, I suppose, but lo and behold, robbery offences are up by 11%. It's like playing some sort of bizarre game of crime bingo, isn't it, with winners and losers all around. But the real question is, what's driving the sudden surge in shoplifting? Is it the cost of living crisis, organised crime, or just a newfound passion for extreme couponing, with things like a 5-finger discount in full swing? Maybe, some sort of TV smartass might think up a thing where shoplifters try and outdo each other for the ultimate heist competition. We'll call it Shoplifter Showdown Checkout Edition. But anyway, the article says that knife possession offences were also up across England and Wales, rising by 10% to 28,211 in the year to June. Although the ONS said The increase could be down to police crackdowns. For firearm offences, excluding Devon and Cornwall, rose by 13% to a similar level before the pandemic, with the biggest rise for imitation firearms, which went up 26% to 2,566 from 2,031 offences. The figures were released alongside findings of the National Crime Survey for England and Wales, where members of the public are interviewed separately about their experiences. And in contrast, it suggests that people aged 16 and over experienced 8.4 million offences, down 10% on 9.4 million in the previous 12 months, and a fall of 18% from 10.2 million for the year ending March 2020 and the year ending June 2023. But unfortunately for the supermarkets, it looks like their trouble isn't exactly over yet, because in this video, it looks like one of them has just realised that the gravy train is over, and the rest might soon be following.